Welcome back to the Three Sad Fans podcast, where we have a lot to talk about today. Is Ashton Jeanty a bust, and is Shedeur Sanders overrated?
No,
but
he's the best quarterback ever.
First, we got to shout out the bigger bust, the Dallas Cowboys, who are not paying attention to the sideline as CeeDee Lamb gets absolutely bodied by a referee.
And then gets penalized for it. Which makes it even better.
You should get penalized for that. You're on the field.
No, it is.
There's like a buffer area, the whole white line. You can't be standing on that. People do it anyway. It's like a risk that you're gonna take by standing on it, but you can't be doing that. And you know, it's funny that the biggest tackle on the play came from the sideline and not even on the field. That's just gotta love the Dallas Cowboys for throwing away their playoff hopes before the season even starts.
Nope.
Did you?
Go ahead. Yeah.
There was a video of Dak before the game against the Rams. He was talking, I think, to the Rams head coach, and they caught him mouthing, "See you in the NFC Championship game." And I'm like, "You don't get to the championship game. Like, what are we doing?
You can't say that yet.
You can't say that.
It's the preseason. We can't worry about championship games right now.
Got to make it to the playoffs first. Then you actually got to win a playoff game. I don't think the Cowboys can win a playoff game.
No, gotta give it 10 weeks and then we'll talk. You know.
But I do have one more shout out, and then we're gonna get into some other things. I'd like to shout out, as I'm sure you guys saw, the 70-yard field goal by the Jacksonville Jaguars, which would have been NFL history. Well, I think it still is NFL history, but it would have been an NFL record if it wasn't preseason.
I consider it a record. I mean,
it's a record in my heart, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't consider it a record because anyone could just line up in a practice field and keep on kicking until you make one, and then you're like, look, it's the record, and they consider that the same as preseason because preseason is essentially just practice for these guys. But the fact of the matter is he was able to do it once. I absolutely believe he can do it again.
He will probably end up beating Justin Tucker's record of 66, which I hope happens. Considering that he's not even in the NFL right now.
We don't talk about Justin.
We don't talk about why.
But if you know, shall not be named.
He who shall not be named. Absolutely.
But you know,
that kick would have been good from 72. That had a little extra leg too. Like the ball boy behind it actually caught it standing up against the net. He had extra space to work with.
The previous record by Justin Tucker bounced off of the crossbar and went over, and that's why they thought it wasn't going to be beaten. But this one had plenty of space to spare. And did you guys see the Isaac Punts video about this?
I don't think I watched that, but I would imagine, as Tom said, I imagine he was probably blown away by it. You know?
He was blown away, but he also gave a really good explanation as to why that was able to be kicked, right? So one of the things that they're doing newly this year is allowing the teams to be able to prepare their own balls. Like, is it several days ahead of time instead of just a couple hours?
So they use for kicking, yes.
So they can work it in and get it shaped right to be able to go farther and have more time to prepare it and set it up to do that, as opposed to just getting a ball the day of. And if you know anything about a football, the more scrunched in it is, the better they can kick it, because the longer it is, the more air resistance and whatnot. So they have several days of compressing these balls to get them nice and sturdy and just dense to be able to go farther. So even though this guy was able to kick it 70 yards, I expect a lot of kickers around the league will also be able to do something similar. I would not put it past the Dallas Cowboys kicker, the guy who was literally nailing every kick last year, to be able to do the same exact thing because of that rule change.
Interesting. I didn't even know that rule change was a thing.
It's not a sexy rule change, so that's why it probably went under a lot of people's radars.
Oh, for sure. That's just so obscure, you know.
I don't know if I'm gonna love or hate the fact that as soon as you cross midfield, you're in field goal range. So,
right. It's still risky though, because
field goal range, and then you have guaranteed field goal range now.
Exactly, because it's like you could make it, but if you don't, that's the thing about field goals and why I think that they're so beautifully done. The closer you are, the easier it is and the less you risk by taking those points. But the further back you are, you still get the same amount of points, but it's a bigger gamble, right? So that's why you have to evaluate. It's not just, oh, let's get to the 50-yard line and immediate points. It's always that risk. I know that even though you can probably kick it 70 yards, the only reason they did it there is because it was the end of the half, right? And if it wasn't the end of the half, they wouldn't have even risked it, especially in a real game scenario where you're not in the lead. You're not going to risk literally flipping the field and giving the other team the ball at the 50-yard line. That's just not something you want to do.
No. Not at all.
End of the half preseason game. Why not?
Yeah, it's like
exactly.
The free kick last year from the Chargers, where it was the end of the half, so they were like, why not? And then they did the free kick.
Yep. I love my free kicks.
Mm-hmm. All right, but we have a quick icebreaker, even though we're already 5 minutes into the episode that we want to do, and then we're going to talk about some real stuff, some real gritty football. But I posed a question to you guys in the chat before we started about your greatest football memory, whether it's playing in the yard with your dad or remembering a time where you were watching your team in the Super Bowl, whatever it happens to be. And I don't know if you guys have that queued up in your mind, but I'll start with mine just so that you guys can have a moment to think. So for myself, I have two. One of them was the 4th and 8 play from the Green Bay Packers against the Bears, and anyone who's a Packers fan knows the 4th and 8 play where they were trailing the Bears. This was their season on the line, and on 4th and 8, Rodgers floats it to Cobb, and he catches it, runs to the end zone for a touchdown to win the game. And the reason why this stuck out to me is because it was the first time I had ever gone to a Packer bar, like ever. And my dad took me. We literally drove from the suburbs where we lived all the way out into downtown Portland in order to go to this Packer bar. And so to see it erupt on such a critical play in the season, everyone was so hype. It was an energy unlike any other. You probably wouldn't get that if it was like, oh, your team blew out the other team by 20 points, or even you got blown out by 20 points. The environment is not the same. So to be there in that moment was truly something special. The other one was a Thursday night game where I was working at Chipotle and I didn't get to see the game, and it was the Packers versus Lions. And I was like checking the score on my phone during my breaks and my lunch, and they were just losing the entire time. They were down by a margin. I went back to work, and then work was over, and I was sweeping the walk-in because that's part of my job. And my dad calls me, and I'm like, I don't care about this job. I'll talk to my dad. And I pick up the phone, fair. And he's all like, hey, did you see the Packers game? I was like, well, I've been at work all night, so I didn't get to see it, but I saw the score. It's kind of tough that they lost. And he goes, lost? They won. And I was like, what? And that was the Hail Mary on Aaron Rodgers, like, does he have a vintage moment left in him? All the way down, Richard Rodgers catches it in the end zone, and I didn't get to see it because I worked at Chipotle, and it broke my heart. But to hear like my dad be able to tell me that news and how excited he was to share that was really cool. It's like I remember awesome. Where I was when Richard Rodgers caught the game-winning Hail Mary, and I didn't get to see it, but it was.
You will always remember. You always remember that play happened while you worked at Chipotle.
Yep, yes. I'll never forget it.
And every time you walk into a Chipotle going forward, you think about that moment.
I walk into a Chipotle, and in my ear, I just hear, Richard Rodgers with the walk-off touchdown.
Sir, this is a Chipotle. How can I help you?
And I'm staring off into the distance. They're like, sir, black beans or pinto beans? I'm like, huh?
Wait, I thought I was at Lambeau. What happened?
What? Sorry, I'm just reminiscing. All right, who wants to go next? Does anyone have a fun memory?
So I will go. So as you were talking, I had a second one pop into my mind of us going to Circa in Las Vegas to watch the Packers play, and just like seeing everyone around like also cheering for like whatever other team was on, like that was amazing. Like that was awesome. The one that I had in mind prior to this episode was the year that the Ravens won the Super Bowl in my lifetime. Obviously they won in 2000. I was too young, but they when they won in 2012 against the 49ers, first off, that game was just electrifying. Yeah, the Blackout Bowl. Yeah, that game was just electrifying to watch. Just as like a young a young football fan.
I see what you did, Noah.
I wasn't even trying to make a pun, actually. Fuck that. I just said that without even thinking about the pun. But yeah, so it was just really like awesome to watch, and obviously the whole thing with the power going out at the stadium was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And I was rooting on the NFC side. I was rooting for the 49ers to make it to that Super Bowl. I really wanted the Hardballs to go at it together because I just thought it would be like an excellent like thing
matchup, and it was. It was a good matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. And then that was also the same year that Ray Lewis retired from football, and like just everything just worked out. That after he announced his retirement to press and to the team, and then they went. I think they were in the wild card too. They won all of their games throughout the playoffs. Like that was just energetic to be. It was like the best time to be a Ravens fan, and then. They went downhill after that for a while. Wow. They've gone back up. I will admit they have gone back up, but we haven't gotten there yet.
They just keep hitting a roadblock called the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
Yeah. One big
toe.
toe.
Special shout out to
one
the
toe,
Warriors,
one dropped pass.
Yeah,
to be one fumble.
Yes.
All right, Tom. What do you got?
I've got two. The first one's about actually playing flag football. I was young. I was third, fourth grade, something like that. And I just remember my team was very good that year. We won every game but the championship. Wow. And that championship game was very tight. I think we lost by like 3 points. And it was the best flag football game I ever played. So that was cool. Just being able to be on that team and felt like, oh, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. But now we're under gods, and now we lose. But it's whatever. It was still great. Watching football, I was 7 years old on the cusp of turning 8. It's the 03-04 season, Super Bowl 38. The Panthers make the first ever Super Bowl against the Patriots. My parents, being responsible, did not allow me to watch the whole game.
How dare they?
I know. I know. I was in second grade. They didn't let the 7-year-old stay up till midnight. Unbelievable.
Nope. Can't believe it.
But I remember making a deal with my mother that, okay, I'll go to bed at halftime as long as you sneak into my room with a Post-it note of the final score. And so that was the deal. And I remember waking up at 2 a.m. because I really wanted to know the score. And I see there's a Post-it note on my bedside clock. What is it? They lost. And then I got really upset.
But don't worry, they'll make it back to another Super Bowl in your lifetime. Just
is it going to be before the Cowboys make the NFC Championship game?
Yeah, probably.
I hope so.
I mean, they had that. Was it the one against the Broncos that I don't want to land on that. Football.
Yeah. He didn't jump on the fumble. Big whoop. It happens.
It did. He was trying to protect himself from concussion protocol, but that's not what sports media wants you to know. They want to hide the truth.
Yes.
Is what it is. They'll eventually they'll make it back to a Super Bowl.
Maybe.
Eventually.
Hopefully.
But now that I think about it, like in our lifetimes, and we've been alive for a pretty decent amount of time now, I guess, but all of our teams have at least made, if not won, the Super Bowl. And we got to see that.
Win?
What's that?
Yeah, what is that?
Hey, you made it to the Super Bowl twice, though.
Twice?
Yeah.
That's more than most teams.
Yep. I mean, you could be the 49ers who have made it, they've lost their last 5 times going to the Super Bowl?
I believe so, yeah. That sounds about right.
Right.
Yeah, I actually my first memory of a Super Bowl was the Packers-Steelers Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure. And like just seeing I think I was getting into being a Ravens fan. And I was like, the Steelers are the bad team. We don't want to root for the Steelers. And then the Packers ended up winning. So
yeah. It was the last 3 times. The 49ers have made it 3 times in the past 12 years and lost all 3 times. Sucks to suck, I guess. They won their first 5. They just lost their last 3. Unfortunately.
Still going to make it to 8 Super Bowls.
Hey, listen, 8 Super Bowls is nothing to shake a stick at when the Lions still haven't made one.
There's a handful of teams that haven't made a Super Bowl, which is great.
Yeah, but it's fun to pick on the Lions.
Well, yeah, you have to. You're a Packers fan.
Of course. Speaking of being a Packers fan, I won't even jump into my team first because I have so much to say, and I'm gonna let you guys go first. You know, let's start soft. Let's start nice. Noah, you watched the Ravens preseason game?
I did. And I watched the highlight that the NFL put out after the game was over to catch the stuff that I didn't watch. I have notes.
Yeah?
LaJohntay Wester, awesome. He did very well. Keaton Mitchell also did well. I didn't realize that he wasn't a rookie until I did research on him. I was like, oh, he's been on the Ravens for a couple years now. I've just never he's been overshadowed by like Derrick Henry and the other running backs also. Tyler Loop only missing one of the 2 field goals and hitting all the extra points. Like that was awesome. Like
it was a long field goal too. Like we could forgive a long field goal.
Exactly, and I think his from what I saw, the second one that he made was the longer one of the 2, and he made that
52
shot.
yards.
So 52 yards. Yeah,
yards was the made. Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
what was the first one? I forgot what it was. Was it
had to have been about 50,
something
right?
like that? Yeah,
doesn't say on ESPN.
Okay.
All right, but here's the question, Noah. Do you think Loop can hit a 70-yarder?
Ooh, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm being optimistic about him, but I also know that the Ravens have been dealing with the same person for 12 years. I think 12 or 13 years. So we've come to expect how a kicker is supposed to. As Ravens fans, we are expecting the kicker to perform a certain way. But with Tyler Loop now in the picture, we gotta give him a chance to get him to take some kicks and be able to prove himself that he can kick those field goals like his predecessor did. I'm not saying his name again.
Yeah. But I relate to that honestly because the Packers had Mason Crosby for so long and he was such a dime kicker, and it wasn't until like his 20th season that he started slowly dropping off, and they had to let him go, and he went to play with the Giants for a couple seasons and stunk it up there. But the Packers went through like 4 or 5 kickers finally before finding one guy with a shady past who can at least kind of make the kick sometimes. So,
right.
I mean, at this point, just be happy you got Loop is all I'm saying.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm happy that we at least got a kicker, and a competent kicker, it seems.
I would say the Panthers have a kicking competition right now, so at least you have a
really?
Yeah.
Better than the Colts who got a QB competition. It's who can suck less.
True.
Yeah, that's a competition no one wants to win.
There is no winner there.
Not at all.
The entire fan base are the losers.
Absolutely. I even have notes about the Colts. Like, I didn't realize that Daniel Jones was on the Colts. Like, I knew that he left the Giants last season, but like he went to the Colts. What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. The irony though is that a QB can like revitalize their career just by going somewhere else. Like that's what happened with Sam Darnold on the Vikings. That's what happened with Baker Mayfield after he left the Panthers. Sorry, Tom.
No, it's okay. Just name them 2 former quarterbacks right off the rip. Yeah,
that's what happens with a lot of quarterbacks. Sometimes they just need to be in the right system. But you continue. You probably still have notes. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they looked okay, but the Colts didn't get a field goal didn't get a touchdown until the third quarter. All their scores prior to that were all field goals. So like they seem competent, but then again, there's mostly like second and third strings just playing. So we'll see when they actually put their starters in, like how the Colts perform. I think the Colts did okay last season, but wasn't enough to get them into like a playoff. Or if they did get in the playoffs, they lost their wild card game. And I had on my notes that CeeDee Lamb getting tackled by an official. That to me was like the highlight of the whole thing. Like,
that was awesome.
The whole weekend, yes.
Yeah, the whole weekend. Yeah, that was like the biggest play ever. But
sign that ref.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Tom. The Kansas City Chiefs already have.
But the Panthers defense will need him.
Yeah, exactly. But the 24-16 final score for the Colts versus Ravens, I thought that was pretty respectable given the Ravens' track record of screwing up at the end of the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. They didn't do that. They kept their lead. The Colts never caught up to them. So I'm very happy with that. The Ravens are looking pretty good this year.
I'm just surprised that the Ravens passing the whole game for both quarterbacks that played, both Leary and Cooper Rush. They combined to go 5 of 16, and they still won the game.
Sometimes all you need is a good run and a good defense.
Absolutely, yeah. And only Cooper Rush didn't look that bad either. I mean, then again, I think he's been a backup quarterback, so like
he was
as
backup quarterbacks for the Cowboys, and he did okay.
As backup quarterbacks go, he's fine, but you know Lamar Jackson will jump in at some point, so I'm looking forward.
Cooper
to that.
Rush 2 for 4, 16 yards and an interception, and with 1 sack taken.
Yeah.
But his footwork looked great, right? You don't see that on the stat line.
Absolutely, yeah. It's got to rust out those joints and like get as they say in High School Musical, get the head in the game. You know,
get your head in the game. That's what the preseason's for, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Good practice, as you mentioned earlier. So yeah, I was happy with it. I was happy with the Ravens performance. So
glad to hear that. Tom, how do you feel about your Panthers?
Well, okay, we'll say this. Panthers played the starters for only 2 possessions each side of the ball, right? So going in, I knew that it'd probably be a little up and down. First 2 possessions are great. You know, we'll start with the defense. They held Shedeur Sanders in check and made him look like, you know, a 5th-round rookie the first 2 possessions. Like, he didn't get much going. Once all the starters came out, you know, that's when Shedeur Sanders was able to, you know, show off what he has. You know, with Sanders eventually, you know, playing into the third quarter, he ended up 14 of 23, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's not bad for your first preseason game.
True, but I will have something to say about that later. So
let's remember.
You go on. I'll be right back.
He got lucky because he was playing the backups, the second and third stringers, for the worst defense last year. 32nd in most categories on defense last year, including points allowed, which I believe the Panthers allowed the most points ever in NFL history.
That's crazy. That's insane.
He was playing against, you know, players who are second and third stringers who probably won't make the team, who had the worst defense last year.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So you know, he played hard and he made plays. He still had some teachable moments. Sanders did. For example, 4th down and 2 in the second quarter. I think he takes a snap. He goes back to pass. His line gets blown up and he is being rushed. And there's a guy in his face. And you know, usually if you feel pressure in the pocket, you gotta like maybe roll out or, you know, make a move. What he did, he ran straight backwards, which is
you don't want to run
not what you're supposed to do.
No, you're supposed to go forward, not backwards.
Yeah.
Side to side, if anything.
Yeah,
at minimum.
He ran backwards, threw an incomplete pass. Is what it is. He looked fine. Defense, the starters looked okay. It's just that depth problem. The Panthers will not have a lot of depth on defense this year. I think they'll be better than historically bad last year, but they'll probably still be bottom 3rd defense. But, you know, it's only 1 preseason game. We'll see what happens. First drive, 3 and out, not much to write about. You just, okay, whatever. Second drive, though. Second drive for the Panthers offense looked really good. A nice methodical march down the field outside of a little fisticuffs. I don't know what that was about. Did you see what happened with Leggett and the Browns player?
No, I didn't see that, actually.
Okay. So here's the play.
Set the scene for me.
Okay, so here's the play. It's just a simple run play. Here you go, running back. Run between the tackles, see how many yards you can get. You have your wideouts go out to the outside just so that the defensive player had to put a body on you. Right. To honor maybe I'll pass the ball. So usually during that play, the wideout in the corner will just go, "Hey, we're hand jousting a little bit," and so plays fine, goes for like 3 yards or something. But then the camera cuts, and the Browns player is just yanking the Panthers receiver's helmet off.
Why?
Because testosterone.
I don't know. So we see in the replay that the Panthers receiver is named Xavier Leggett. Seemed to he threw punches at the guy wearing the metal helmet.
Oh,
so
interesting.
I don't know if maybe one guy had said something or there was just a little extra hand jousting during the play, or maybe there was some animosity left over from the joint practices during the week. And it's just a random preseason fight. I don't know.
Right.
That was just super weird.
I actually found the clip, so I have the clip up while you're talking about it. Yeah, both players would not let go of his helmet.
That's crazy.
Eventually ripped it straight off. Like the Panthers receiver's mouth guard is still in his mouth after the helmet gets taken off.
We don't condone violence on this
Both players
channel,
get ejected. Yeah.
Nope.
No, both players end up getting ejected, which is just
well, good.
Of course you do. They're literally boxing out there. Hit him with the pile driver.
How do you get yourself ejected in a preseason game?
Yeah, that's crazy. Like I think that was the right call to eject both of them. Just that takes attention out immediately. But like in a preseason game, really? Come on, guys. Wait till the regular season.
Yeah, seriously. Wait till week 1, so when you can actually get suspended.
Exactly.
But drive continues. During the drive, I think it was before the fight, but Bryce Young reads that our new first-round pick, Shedeur McMillan, has one-on-one on the outside with a smaller defender. So he lobs up a pass to McMillan, who makes a great over-the-shoulder catch for like 30 yards. And I was like, oh.
You're like, whoa, this is the Bryce Young he was always meant to be.
Yeah, and eventually, later in the drive, we're first and goal. We're inside the 10. Bryce takes a snap, and he throws a pass, and he throws a perfect pass to McMillan, who, if you see that play, as soon as McMillan makes his cut to the inside on the defender, the ball is right there to catch. Like, the anticipation from Bryce Young is what you expect out of an NFL quarterback. If you rewound the calendar back 1 year to preseason week 1 last year, Bryce Young doesn't make that pass.
Definitely not.
He probably panics. He probably panics and gets sacked. But it was such a nice pass, and but McMillan drops it, and it's whatever. And McMillan acknowledges, hey, I should have caught that ball right after. He points at Bryce. It's like, hey, my bad. Thumbs up. You're good. Eventually, it's like 3rd down or 4th down and goal. Bryce gets the ball. He's looking to pass. He's got to roll out to his right because of pressure. And he's now directing traffic to his receivers to be like, hey, you go over here. And he throws his receiver open for a nice touchdown. And I was like, ooh, this is the Bryce Young I want to see.
Where's more of that?
This is second half Bryce Young last year. I was like, ooh, yes, more of that. And so it was good. Outside of the starters, though, Def not very good for the Panthers. So,
their second and third string is not great. Like, their first string barely gets the job done. So you can only expect so much.
Yeah. Absolutely. So if the Panthers want to be competitive this year, there cannot be any injuries. But from what I saw from the starters, it made me happy. And then they didn't score after that. So it is what it is.
Yeah, they really didn't. You need your like starters to score, and that's it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't put a lot of stock in the preseason games. Win, lose, whatever. It's nice to win, but when it's easier to shake off a loss in the preseason.
Absolutely.
But there's some good things. We're gonna get some more starters back for next week's game in Houston, and so I look forward to that. Yeah. Some good stuff, some bad stuff, things to work on. That's just the Panthers.
I'd love to piggyback off of that game if I can, because it's like I wanted to talk about Shedeur Sanders because it seems to be the hot topic, and it makes for a great thing to put into the title of the video.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
But it's so amazing how much is being talked about Shedeur Sanders for just being a good quarterback. And this is not hate. I don't want to make it seem that way. I don't think he's bad. I think he absolutely could be a starter, and for, the bottom half of the NFL teams right now, he probably would be a starter. But there is an amazing amount of glaze going over Shedeur Sanders right now. Just an incredible amount. So again, if we look at the stats, the stats aren't bad. He went 14 for 23, 138 yards and 2 touchdowns. And that's great. But it is to be noted that he did do that against the Carolina Panthers. Not just the Carolina Panthers, the second and third string Carolina Panthers that accumulated the worst defense in NFL history. Not just like of last year, of NFL history. So yeah, I'd hope that that's what his stats look like going against that. And it's like, those are decent stats for a decent player in a decent game. When you count that in, it's like, okay, well, that's what we'd expect them to get. But I think the problem that I have here is that he wasn't the best quarterback to play this weekend, right? And there's nothing wrong with that either. There's a bunch of other great quarterbacks that were playing too. If you look at Jackson Dart, who went 12 for 19, 154 yards and a touchdown, slightly better accuracy, if I do the math correctly off the top of my head, one less touchdown, but there is more yards, so he was more consistent throughout the entire thing, right?
And the key of the Eagles.
Yeah, exactly, right? Playing against a tougher team. And then, I know this guy isn't a rookie, but Mike White goes 8 for 13, 112 yards and 2 touchdowns. I haven't heard that name in a minute. He used to play for the Jets, and now he's third string on the Bills. But he looked phenomenal playing for the Bills. And nobody's talking about him. Everyone's talking about Shedeur because he was the 5th round pick and he's the big name, and everyone was talking bad about him, and he's proving them wrong. But here's my problem. Who was talking bad about him? The fact of the matter is, and you can disagree with this if you're out there listening as a third party, but it's like the only people that I've seen that are really talking bad about Shedeur Sanders are racists. And then the implication of him being picked in the 4th round, right? It's the NFL teams who are saying, I don't really need a quarterback, or I believe there might be a better quarterback in the draft, that the implication of him being a 4th rounder is what people are saying is, making him underrated. But also, there's a lot of quarterbacks that go in late rounds. Brock Purdy has played in 2 Super Bowls now, and he was literally Mr. Irrelevant. I don't think where you're picked in the draft really should decide how people feel about your performance. Their performance should be what people decide about their performance, And exactly. The fact of the matter is he had an all right performance. It was a good performance, and it's a good performance under most circumstances. You know what it's not? It is not a Nike poster performance, okay? Nike football puts Shedeur Sanders up front with a Nike swoosh saying only a matter of time, because he threw for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns on short fields against the worst defense in the league. They're not doing this for Jackson Dart. They're not doing this for Mike White. And the reason for that, genuinely, I'm going to sound like a tinfoil hat, I think it's all scripted. I think they purposely wanted to create this narrative of Shedeur Sanders being taken so late and then hyping him up to be put down by all the people who don't exist, because I don't see anyone actually talking bad about him, and then have him play decently and then plaster him all over some ads. The NFL is, before anything else, an entertainment company, which means they have the right and ability to script if they wanted. They usually don't. If you want to believe in that kind of conspiracy thing, they usually don't.
Usually.
But there is no way that people don't see this as a very obvious plant. Right? Am I crackhead right now? Am I just nuts? Or
I'm wearing the hat to demonstrate.
You're also wearing the conspiracy hat. This has got there's something more going on here, because he wasn't the best quarterback that weekend. He wasn't even the best rookie quarterback that weekend. But the fact that he was taken so late in the draft, and they made a big point about him being taken so late in the draft, and then they come out with this big spiel about it's only a matter of time. If they didn't do this ad, I don't think I would care that much. I really don't. But it's there is obviously something going on here. They are really pushing him, And I don't think the Browns are going to go to the Super Bowl or nothing, but I just watch throughout the season as Joe Flacco doesn't carry the Browns through the entire season. He's probably going to stop a few weeks in, and they're going to come up and they're going to be like, okay, so who's going to play next? Is it going to be Gabriel, or is it going to be Pickett, or who else they have on their team? Eventually, Shedeur Sanders is going to get his turn, probably later in the season when they're playing a really bad team. Hold on, let me look at the Browns schedule right now.
Yeah, who is it likely going to be?
Browns,
the Dolphins,
because they have a tough schedule. They're probably
Dolphins, Patriots, Jets, right? Like,
yeah, he might come in
back
around that time and start playing well, and then Shedeur Sanders merch is gonna fly off the shelf. Like, they're probably already selling a ton of jerseys at that point in time. They're trying to set this man up for success, and I hope he succeeds. I've seen him in interviews. I think he's a genuine guy. He loves the game. He's a hard worker, and he's quite good. I will give him that. This is not a Shedeur hate train. This is the NFL is up to something train. Okay? Yeah. There is something going on. You mark my word, by the end of the season, they might staple him Rookie of the Year. This might just all be a setup, but that's just my tinfoil hat conspiracy, because I wouldn't put it against the NFL to do something like that.
Yeah, aren't they trying to like get his dad's legacy involved with his story too? Because I remember like watching that game briefly, that they were having like interviews with his father, who's retired, and like that's probably part of it too. Like,
oh yeah, no, I believe it. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, his dad was his coach at Colorado, right?
Yeah, Jackson State before that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, all the best to Shedeur Sanders and his father. They're just trying to do their thing and play football and have fun and do what they love. And I think the NFL is twisting it into something disgusting. But that's just me. I hope he succeeds, though. Just not against my team. I hope that the Packers blow out the Browns.
Hey, Nike, where's the Dylan Gabriel ad?
Yeah, where's my Mike White ad? He threw 2 touchdowns. That's all I'm saying.
I think Mike White might end up on an Adidas ad at some point, but I digress.
All right, should we get into the Packers game now?
Oh, yeah, let's. Yeah, I know you have. I know you have strong feelings about this game.
I got strong
feelings.
I might have.
What was their score?
Same score as the Panthers game, 30-10.
Ooh, and they played against the Jets too. That's worse. That's awful.
So
go ahead.
So I'll start out with this. Even before I get into the Packers game, we did get this bit of news right before we started, where Jordan Love is to undergo thumb procedure. He's still expected to play week 1
on his throwing hand,
but it's still like they're. Man, why is it always my team?
He's got to grip it. He's got to do the
he's got to be able to hold it. He's got to be able to catch the ball when it gets in the shotgun formation, and it's
exactly.
Your other hand is just as important. If you're having an off feel and if you're off rhythm, it's not going to go well. So this already sucks that he's going through a procedure. I don't know the extent of the procedure, but he's going through a procedure. So I'm hoping that he feels all right and everything comes out good, and that he doesn't have to go out for the rest of the season because he plays week 1, gets hit on the hand, and he's like, ow, my thumb, and then they pull him for the rest of the year.
Shake it off, buddy. Keep going.
Shake it off, man.
Shake it off.
At this point, cut off the thumb, man. Just cut it off. It's in the way anyway.
You don't need it.
No, you don't need it. We'll get you one of those robotic thumbs that just attaches to the side, and you can just use that. Just let the tension of your arm move the thumb.
Question.
Yes.
Does having robotic fingers, is that considered cheating in the NFL?
That's a great question. I'm not the person to answer that question.
All right, but
so past the Jordan Love injury.
How do you feel
about the game?
Oh gosh, you thought I was crashing out over Shedeur Sanders conspiracies. I am actually glad that I didn't record myself watching this game, and that when it came time to actually watch the game, I was in Discord and I wanted to see if anyone would join, but it was late at night and everyone else was already busy with other things. So I was like, okay, after the first quarter, I'm just going to watch it by myself. That's probably for the best because, oh my word, worst performance I have ever seen put up by the Packers. And I know it's preseason. And then it means nothing, and then it's all warm-up, and this is where they get the rust off. But can you at least pretend like you've been practicing for the past month? Just pretend you went through drills where you catch the ball and it's in your hands and you don't drop it on the ground. I have a graphic with that. I have a graphic that already describes it, right? So this is Green Bay Packers in the first half. 4 dropped passes, one of them in which the guy was wide open. No one was near him. It was right there in his hands, and then it was on the ground.
No.
And that guy is never getting an opportunity to play in the NFL ever again. He is so cut. No. I don't even remember his name. It's already gone from my memory. He's gone. But then 3 additional dropped passes. At least Matthew Golden caught the ball. I am so glad that the one time they passed it to him, he caught the ball. They tried to pass it to him again, but he got pass interference by Sauce Gardner. So you let him, you get him off the hook for that one. A lost fumble in their own end zone for a defensive touchdown. I wanted to cry, and then they immediately muffed a punt after that. Whether it was offense or defense playing soft, giving up easy passes over the middle, or what's his name, Justin Fields' 30-yard touchdown runs. Everybody looked off. Nobody looked great. I wrote that. They even started a fight. It wasn't as bad as the Panthers fight. Don't get me wrong. But the penalties were crazy. There were more penalties on the Packers in this game than combined penalties in any other game this preseason.
We need to get into that because there were some penalties during this, and I think we mentioned this while we were watching. There was one penalty that looked a little odd, or there were 2 penalties back to back that didn't offset or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was.
That might be a new rule change as well. But
it was just weird that the penalties just did not offset. I forgot what game that was, but I know we talked about it.
That was in the Panthers game.
It wasn't the Panthers game? Okay.
The Packers looked flat. If Bryce Young can come out and throw a touchdown pass, I would expect at least more than 1 first down from Jordan Love. Didn't get that. We had 1 first down. That was it for our starters. And they played 2 drives. That was it. And so you want to see a Packers fan crash out over literally just a preseason game that means nothing. This is not a good sign, okay? This is not hopeful. J.J. McCarthy went out there for the Vikings and at least could throw the ball a little bit and scrambled a little bit and got a first down and got it to his receivers. I didn't even have that for the Packers. I didn't get any joy from this. The little bit of joy I had was the 1 touchdown run that they broke off with the 3rd string running back. That was great. Whoever he was, I don't remember his name off the top of my head. I was too angry about everything else to write it down. But
Johnson. What was his name? Lamar Johnson.
Is that was his name? Lamar Johnson?
Amar Johnson.
Amar Johnson. No, you're right, because I kept thinking it sounded like Lamar Jackson, but it wasn't. So Amar Johnson. Shout out my boy for getting us on the board at least, because nobody else was doing anything that entire game. So I'm hoping this upcoming week that they do better against the Colts and show that they've actually been practicing. And I know, again, preseason means nothing, but it does not inspire hope. It does not make me feel better about them coming in and having a top 10, maybe if not top 5 hardest schedule in the NFL. So
both our teams lost 30-10. We have very different reactions to it.
You're hopeful. That's the thing. You're hopeful because when it comes down to it, the hopefulness comes from the glimpse of your starters, right? The glimpse of your starters put up 10 points in the first quarter, and then the second string is what let it go and made Shedeur Sanders look like the best quarterback in the NFL, right? My team stunk it up, and then stunk it up, and then stunk it up, and then had 1 touchdown in garbage time. But the fact that the defense was soft, the offense got nothing going, and even special teams muffed a punt, every single facet of the game looked terrible. Matt LaFleur came out at halftime, and they had an interview, and they're like, what'd you tell your guys? He's like, it was unacceptable. Offense, defense, special teams, everything was failing. This is not who we are, and it's unacceptable. And then he walked away, and I was like, man, the hard truths are coming out. Yeah. So
it took him that long to say it?
Mm-hmm. Could be worse, though. Could be a Bears fan.
True. How'd the Bears do? Actually, I'm curious.
I actually don't remember.
They tied,
Hold on.
didn't they?
Oh, it did tie.
I think they tied. They tied with the Dolphins in the preseason, and what's his face?
There were 2 ties this week.
Yeah, there was 2 ties. So the first one was the Miami Dolphins and the Chicago Bears. Zach Wilson was throwing for the Dolphins. He actually didn't look bad. 5 for 9 for 96 yards is really not bad, to be honest. Tua went out for like a series and did okay through some dump off passes. Their other backup
Did he get concussed?
was terrible. Apparently not. I think he's okay.
Nope.
And the Bears did not even play.
Week.
The Bears didn't even play Caleb Williams, so they let him rest because he had a really like rough and tough practice the day before, where they were doing a full contact practice with the Dolphins, and so they let him rest during the preseason game. So the Bears actually looked okay, but that's also again second and third stringers. You really didn't get to see a lot of their starters out there. Can I talk about the Raiders real quick though? Because the Raiders were one of my dark horse teams and the one that Tom brought up last week, right? You want to talk about starters not looking like themselves. The Raiders did not inspire joy. They did not spark joy in their little debut, where Geno Smith goes out 1 for 3 for 15 yards. So he completed that one pass for 15 yards, and then 2 of them he did not. And then Ashton Jeanty, my guy, my Boise State prodigy,
Number
3
1 running back in the
carries
draft.
for -1 yards. And it's like, I watched it. I actually watched it happen. He was trying his best to do some jump cuts and get around. It was really the offensive line. Like, I don't want to like blame it all on Jeanty. I still think he's going to be phenomenal this season. He just needs to find his groove. But even more so, that offensive line needs to actually block, because that's also what leads to Geno Smith going 1 for 3 and Aiden O'Connell going 18 for 30 with 2 interceptions. They really need to do something about that line. If that line gets it cleaned up, this team can go amazing. So I don't think Ashton Jeanty is cooked. I don't think that this is a resemblance of what's going to be coming. I just think that their offensive line needs to get it together. And once Ashton Jeanty gets his groove, I feel like he could do what Barry Sanders did and just jump around people. Barry Sanders didn't even have that great of a line either. He was just really good at sidestepping and moving and schmoving. So
one of the most athletic running backs in the game's ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys saw anything different than what I saw, but that's what I saw.
Geno Smith threw more birds up to the crowd than he had completed passes.
He sure did. Wait, did you actually hear what Pete Carroll said after the game about that?
No, what he said.
No.
So a reporter hits him. They go, Pete, did you see before the game Geno Smith was doing some obscene gestures to a fan in the crowd? What do you have to say about that? And Pete Carroll goes, well, did you read the sign? And the reporter goes, yes. And then Pete goes, next question. That's my boy. Stand behind your quarterback, you know?
It's funny. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So do you guys know who
preseason's always a crazy experience just to watch. And I'm hoping that the teams improve over time, but then again, you never know, because teams can always be a wild card.
Oh, so true. Anyone could make the playoffs, really.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Except for except for the Giants. That's not happening for them. I'm sorry, it's just not.
Nope.
He doesn't believe in Russell Wilson and his high knees.
I really don't. I'm sorry. I don't.
Nope.
All right, but that's all I have to say about preseason games. The Packers play again on Saturday. I will be watching. I won't be at the fair this time.
There you go.
Do you guys know who your teams are playing?
Yes, the Panthers will be at the Texans.
That's so winnable.
I think we'll be
absolutely.
at the Cowboys. The Ravens will be at the Cowboys. I'm pretty sure.
Yep, Ravens at Cowboys. That's Saturday evening. And the Panthers-Texans happens the same time the Packers game does. So we could watch party.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, do you guys want to get into the new rule sets, or do you want to try to pick your playoff teams for this year?
Let me hear the new rules because I don't understand the new rules.
You don't understand the new rules? Okay, so apparently, I don't know if this is a new rule, but there is something that we did notice during the preseason about how there is penalties that offset and then like penalties that trump over other penalties, right?
Yeah, this is the one I didn't know about.
I didn't know this was a thing, and I'm going to see if they continue doing it before. The old rule is that no matter how many penalties there are, if there are penalties on both sides, no matter the severity, they get offset. So if one side jumps off sides, but the other side does holding and then throws a fist and then intentional grounding and then, everything in the book, they offset because they always offset no matter what because there's one on each side. But we saw something recently. Do you remember which game it was? Was it in the Panthers game?
It was the Panthers game.
Panthers game where there was a penalty on each side, but then was there an additional penalty or was there just the two penalties?
This was the play. A Browns lineman jumps off sides.
Mm-hmm.
So Andy Dalton, who's in the game as a backup now, he gets the ball. He sees, free play. He throws the ball to rookie receiver Jimmy Horn Jr. Makes a spectacular play. He's got one arm tangled up with a defender, and he reaches out one hand. Nice catch, 30-some yards down the field. I was like, oh, cool. That's a great play. Love to see that. And I thought when the referees decided to huddle up, it's like, oh, is there a second penalty? I mean, it looked like the defender was getting a little handsy. Maybe it's defensive pass interference. It turns out one of the linemen for the Panthers grabbed a Browns face mask. So the two penalties was the offsides for the Browns and a face mask against the Panthers. So when the referee comes on and says, okay, offsides on the Browns, this penalty is disregarded, I got really confused. That was the word he used, disregarded. And then he said personal foul, face mask, Panthers, that penalty is accepted 15 yards. I'm like, what?
Interesting.
What?
Yeah,
so it's like if one is more severe than the other one, it just trumps it and the other one doesn't matter?
Yeah.
I guess that makes a little bit more sense than if they were to try to even them out. Like they were like, okay, so the face mask is 15 yards, but the offsides is 5 yards, so therefore it's minus 10 yards. That would confuse everyone.
I'd be curious to know if it was because of the face mask penalty that because it was the face mask penalty, that's why
it has to do because of how severe the penalty is. Because obviously a face mask is a much greater penalty than just offsides. One is 5 yards, one is 15 yards. So I wonder if from here on forward, if they're equal, then it'll offset. But if one is like a greater offense than the other, then they'll just take whichever one's greater.
Yeah, that's just such a weird rule that I didn't hear about, and that left me so confused because with that penalty, it was a swing of like minus 48 yards because it negated like the 30-some yard completion and moved us back 15 yards. I'm like, that's a drive killer. Like, what the heck?
Yeah. Brought you guys back deep into the other team's territory, and you couldn't really do anything about that because of a face mask penalty. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they handle this for this weekend's preseason games. If there's like an offsides and then like just a holding penalty of those offset or if
because a holding would be 10 yards and then the offsides is 5. So I wonder if they would accept the 10 yard. So I hadn't seen this in any of the other preseason games, but also at the same time, I don't think I remember there being any other preseason games where there were 2 penalties on each side of different severities at the same time. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, speaking of penalties, there are 2 new rules that are penalty related. One of them is the unsportsmanlike penalty. So no matter what your unsportsmanlike conduct is, whether you're flipping the birds or stepping over a guy or doing a little dance in the end zone or whatever that they get soft about these days, every single unsportsmanlike penalty is now 15 yards and an automatic first down, no matter what. So if it's on the defense, it's automatic 15 yards and a first down. If it's on the offense, I think it goes back 15 yards and then it remains the same down.
But you shouldn't avoid an offense for an automatic first down. Right?
Yeah, you really shouldn't. You should be like, 3rd and 1, and then now, it's 1st and 16 with an automatic first down. That would be ridiculous. So I figure it's just 15 yards that way. So I still disagree with the whole softness of the league. If dudes want to get in each other's faces and let them know, like, hey, I outplayed you, dog, As long as you keep it civil, let them do their end zone dances, let them talk their smack. Don't let them be like insensitive with like racial slurs, but let them be like, yeah, that's right, I was up on you, let's go, right? Like, who's that hurting? It's part of the game. It's part of the sport. It's part of the testosterone.
It's not like hockey where they just allow them to fight, I
don't go to a hockey game to watch hockey. I go to watch the fights.
True. Yes. But it's crazy to me that a guy will be running into the end zone, and if he turns around and goes like this, and he's like, bye-bye, that's a penalty. What?
That's crazy.
No, if you beat the other team so badly that you're 10 yards from the end zone and have the ability to turn around and go like this, you deserve to do that, right? In my opinion. I feel like if you can showboat it, by all means. The other penalty-related new rule is that they are implementing better replay assist to automatically pick up flags. So if there is a face mask called, but the replay review, like from New York, like sees that it wasn't a face mask, they get into the ref's ear and say that wasn't a face mask, and they can pick up the flag. They can't be challenged by the coaches, but New York has the ability to step in and say, that's the wrong call, pick up the flag. And so that's true for, I think, holding, face masks, and pass interference.
Yeah, I thought I saw it was horse collar.
That too, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, horse collar, tripping, face mask. There was one other. I don't remember.
I think the NFL has like a video. Maybe I'm wrong about holding, but it's a wide variety of them, and I think that is a step in the right direction. Getting the play
the NFL,
call right.
Yeah, the NFL has a video like going over like some of the rules that I watched prior to this. And like I think like this change specifically is good because I think there's been a lot of like just unnecessary flags getting thrown, not necessarily from that caliber of like the face masks and the horse collars and the holdings and all that, but just like in general, that hopefully them doing this to at least to some of the penalties, they could propagate to other penalties in the future, and it could reduce more of those inaccurate flags that sometimes make or break a game for a team.
And then the last rule, I think it's two new rules. So the first one is that all touchbacks, instead of going up to the 30, go up to the 35 now. So we're expected to see a lot less kicks into the end zone, because it used to be, I remember when it was the 20, and then they made it the 25, and then they made it the 30, and now they're making it the 35. Like, they are really trying to incentivize like kickoff returns. So
yeah.
You have something to say about that?
It feels like whatever they do to the kickoff, it just doesn't work. Because it's more exciting to see a return, but if the most effective strategy for the kicking team is just to boot it out of the end zone, and that's just what teams are gonna do. And now up to the 35, that almost seems too far up, because it's that's just 5 yards difference if a team just kicked it out of bounds instead. Right? So it's just.
So do you anticipate that they're gonna keep kicking it out of the end zone, or are they just gonna start kicking it out of bounds? From what I've seen in the preseason, there's been a lot more kicking it into the field of play. Like, there's been way more returns.
Yep.
I think that's what's going to happen, and I think that's what the NFL wants. And if it works and it works out, we do get more kickoffs. I'll eat my words, but I don't know. Maybe because maybe it's a step too far. Who knows?
I don't mind seeing kickoffs, but also I didn't mind seeing like it go out the back of the end zone. No time is taken off the clock, and we get right into the offense right away. So like I really didn't mind either way. I don't know why the NFL is so like anal about kickoffs, and they're like, we need to see the kickoffs. I never cared.
Maybe I still don't like the new kickoffs where the kicker's just standing alone at the 35 while the rest of his team is standing at the opposite 40. It's like,
The only downside,
I miss my surprise onside kicks.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say the only downside is there's no longer surprise onside kicks anymore, and that is kind of sad. I don't mind the rest of it. Like, I'll take it either way. I could go for, I could go against. I'm right in the middle. Does not matter to me. But like, I do miss the surprise onside kicks. We will never have another Pat McAfee squib onside kick surprise like we did with that one time with the Colts.
Yep. Speaking of onside kick.
Oh yeah, there is another rule. Yeah. I guess I didn't write down enough of these. There's a lot of rule changes.
Yeah. So now the onside kick can be called as long as you're trailing, and it can be called at any time, not just in the fourth quarter.
So
and
they also used to be
also
you had to
have
be
a
losing
change.
And in the fourth quarter. But now it's any time as long as you're losing.
Now it's any time as long as you're losing. The other change is that when you do an onside kick, the everyone else has to be lined up on the 35-yard line. I'm pretty sure it's a 35-yard line now. It's like anyone who's not kicking has to be
normal
up there.
Onside kick, yeah.
Oh yeah, their foot has to stay there, and they have to be touching it, and they cannot move
Yeah.
until the ball's in the air.
This video referenced that they moved all those players up, so the kicker's not behind everybody else, and then and that's that. I mean, I think it's okay, but will people use it? I don't know. I thought I remember seeing people do the onside kick at the end of the second quarter, but I could be wrong about that.
It's supposed to encourage like a higher onside kick percentage, but like we'll see if that works out too. Something else we'll keep our eyes on.
Absolutely.
All right, is that all for our new rules?
The other rule is overtime.
Overtime.
Now,
this was a good rule. Good rule change.
Yes.
Good rule change.
Yes.
So overtime now matches the playoffs where both sides get a chance to have the ball, even if one side scores a touchdown. The other side has a chance to match. God bless. There's been way too many games that end because whoever wins the coin flip has the momentum, takes it down the field, scores a touchdown. Other team never gets to see the ball. Whether it's the Packers and the Cardinals in the playoff game in 2017. I don't know. I don't remember exactly when it was, but I do remember that. That was really frustrating to see them just win in overtime like that. Or if it's the Kansas City Chiefs in every single overtime game they've ever played. Every single one. I don't know how they always win the coin toss, but they do. And Josh Allen sees that and he goes, it's over.
See, this rule change feels like they're still trying to make up for that Bills-Chiefs game where the Bills got the lead with 13 seconds left, and then the Chiefs just marched down and got a last-second field goal to tie it. And the Bills never saw the ball again. Like this part of me feels like, as a professional defense, your job is to stop the other team. Like, you should be able to stop it. Like, I get it. Like, if both teams get the ball, it's like, oh, that's more exciting, right? But you should be able to stop them, especially, even before overtime in that one game. You had 13 seconds left to not let them get in the field goal range.
Right.
Stop them.
But I like this rule because it does feel like an actual chance instead of just whoever wins the coin flip wins. Because for some teams, absolutely for some teams, there is going to be like, it doesn't matter who gets the ball first. It will probably go down to like 2 minutes left and a game-winning field goal or something. I remember back in the days where it was sudden death no matter what. If you kicked a field goal, you won the game. And then they changed it to only a touchdown wins and then a field goal the other team has a chance to match. And now they're allowing the other team to match with a kick or with a touchdown as well. And it allows them to at least have that even playing field so that Bills game doesn't happen again. So now if the Chiefs win the toss and they take it all the way down, they score a touchdown and they give it back to the Bills and the Bills don't score a touchdown, we can't complain. It was fair,
Yep.
So
they had a chance to match the score and they didn't get a chance to do that.
That's a good rule.
That was fair, I suppose.
Absolutely.
All right. I do want to get into I want to do this collectively so that we're not wasting too much time because we've gone over a little bit and I still want to do our game at the end, which will be quick. But I do want to do this together real quick. I'm going to have all of the teams up here and I want us to collectively try to agree on who we think the playoff teams are going to be. So I think we can all at least kind of come to a consensus if you want to try. Do you want to start with the NFC?
Sure, we'll run through the division winners. I think.
All right, so division winners at least. Let's go NFC West between the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Cardinals or the Rams? Who do we think?
Why don't you pick the hardest category first? Jeez.
I didn't think that was gonna be hard. I
think it's the Rams.
I think it's the Rams as
yeah.
well. Rams.
Yeah.
Okay, so
part of me also thinks 49ers too, but thinking about it more, I think the Rams
it could be the 49ers, but I think the Rams have a better shot, and collectively, I think we're all gonna agree on the Rams.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, how about NFC South between the Bucks, the Panthers, the Saints, and the other one, the Falcons?
The Falcons.
Delusional me thinks the Panthers are going to win. Realistic me thinks the Buccaneers.
I think the Buccaneers. All right, we'll throw the Buccaneers up there. That's what I was thinking too. All right, we'll go NFC East with the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Giants, and we all know it's the Eagles, right?
Eagles.
Oh yeah, the other one is the Commanders. The Commanders have a chance, really.
They do have a chance.
There are some people thinking that the Commanders will, but I don't know.
Eagles.
I want to say it's the Commanders, but it's probably going to be the Eagles. So
it's probably going to be the Eagles, but I wanted to be the Commanders so badly. They're my dark horse pick.
Too. All right, and the last one, NFC North. Who's it going to? The Packers, Lions, Vikings, or Bears?
Bears.
Bears, yeah.
Bears, let's go, baby! I'm also thinking Lions. It's weird to me that a lot of people projected that the Packers are going to take it. I don't think so. As a Packers
fan,
season, I think it's crazy. I don't know. I love the Packers. Schedule. They have the slightly easier schedule, and that's only because they play more of the tough games at home. But the Lions are the better team. I hate to admit it, but they are. So even though it really is like a toss-up, it's like a percentage thing. It could be that more games go the Packers' way and less games go the Lions' way. Percentage-wise, it's more likely to be the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but then we get 3 NFC wild card teams. And I would love to throw the Packers up there. If we're all in agreement, can I throw the Packers up there?
Sure.
Packers.
Copium.
Sneak in, even if it's the 7th spot, I'll take it. I want that team.
Put the Commanders in there as well.
I think the Commanders as well. And then that last spot I think is going to be tough. Without actually breaking down the schedule and looking at who's going to be good and who's not.
I think the last spot will either go to the Falcons or the Niners.
I'm leaning towards Niners.
I'm leaning Niners.
Niners, we're going to put the Niners up there.
I'm leaning more towards the 49ers.
Yeah. All right. We're going to put the Niners up there. So that's our NFC 7. In no particular order. We don't know, but we just want to throw them up there. There's our particular 7 for who we think as a collective will make the NFC playoffs. And then we still got AFC. So what would be the easy? Let's start with the AFC South. I feel like that one's probably the easiest, right?
Texans
winning that one. Between the Texans, the Titans, the Colts, and...
Jaguars.
Yeah, no, it's definitely.
It's seriously, it's the Texans to lose. Like,
it is.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And Indy, we don't know who the quarterback's going to be in Indy. You know, you get the Tennessee Titans. You have a rookie quarterback with a bunch of other holes to fill. The Jaguars.
The Jaguars.
Yeah, they exist. They're there.
Yeah, I mean the Jaguars probably have the best shot at winning the division outside of Houston,
of the Texans.
But I don't think so. I think it's the Texans to lose. I think the Texans can go 9-8 and win the division.
I think so too. I think you're absolutely right.
I believe it.
All right, how about AFC East with the Bills, the Patriots, the Jets, and the other one?
Dolphins.
Thank you. I think it's the Bills, but that's also because I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. The Bills are going 17-0, baby.
I believe
17-0.
Again, I don't think there's any competition in the AFC East. I think
no real competition at least.
Yeah, I think this again Bills to lose.
This is my hot take. I think the Jets are going to do better than the Dolphins.
I can see that.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, especially with Russell Wilson, right? Or Justin Fields?
It's Justin Fields.
Justin
Fields, thank you. Justin Fields on the Jets, I think.
He looked comfortable in that team. Like, it's not just because they put 30 points up on the Packers, but no, he actually looked comfortable out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we'll do AFC West. We'll save the AFC North for last. So AFC West between the Raiders, the Chiefs, the Broncos, or the other one. I always
Chargers.
Chargers. Thank you. I got them all in front of me. I just got to remember. I hate to say it's the Chiefs, but it's probably going to be the Chiefs. I don't want to.
Yeah,
Chiefs,
unfortunately. Although I really think looking at their last season record right now, I think the Chargers could have a shot. But then again,
I think any of the four could have a shot. This is genuinely as close to a four-way tie out of any division. Out of any division, this is probably the closest one that could go to anyone. And even still, I think it is kind of more in favor of the Chiefs. And it's like the Chiefs first, and then like Broncos and Chargers second, tied. And then like in last is the Raiders. But I still think the Raiders have that chance where they could do it.
Right.
The Chiefs have won 9 consecutive AFC West titles. It's about to be 10. It's about to be 10.
I hope it's not. I would love to see history where it's not. But I mean, like, kind of same thing as going with the Bills, where they won the last 5 in a row as well. But hey, at least the Bills in my heart are the good guys. So. All right, this makes it interesting, though. Where do we see the AFC North between the Bengals, the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Browns? Definitely the Browns. We're all in agreement with the Browns, right?
This Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
Shedeur Sanders. He's got the Nike contract.
We have to keep that narrative going. For real, though, this is like a tough division to rank because honestly, the Steelers and the Ravens are both like kind of neck and neck, relatively speaking.
The Bengals and the Ravens.
The Bengals and the Ravens.
For me, it's between the Bengals and the Ravens.
If the Bengals can put up 50 points a game, they're gonna win the thing.
Yeah. Oh man.
But they're not gonna do that. I think it's the Ravens.
Do we copium Ravens? I'll copium Ravens.
Yeah, copium Ravens.
Copium Ravens. Let's go.
Speaking as a Ravens fan, it is copium, but like, oh god, I feel like the AFC North is just gonna be super competitive this year. I mean,
always is.
Other than the Browns, but the like the Ravens between Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals, I feel like it's going to be very competitive. Obviously, the Steelers have to deal with Aaron Rodgers being the starter quarterback and all that, but like I really think it's going to be competitive, like flat out.
All right, who do we feel for the wild card teams? I want to petition the Bengals. I think the Bengals make a wild card spot.
They should get a spot.
They should have last year, but they just started slow. That's the problem. They were good enough. They just needed their defense to pick it up, and they eventually got there. But
look, if you lose week 1 to the Patriots, you don't deserve to get into the playoffs.
Probably not.
Because that's what they did last year.
Yep.
Does anyone else have any that they really feel in their heart of hearts is a wild card team for the AFC?
Somehow the Steelers always manage to get into it. I think the Steelers have been the 7th seed in the AFC like 7 times.
9-8, baby. That's all you need.
Yeah. The 9-8 Super Bowl, and they lose in the wild card. So I feel like the Steelers have the 7th seed guaranteed. So I think Steelers make it.
And then so 3 from the AFC North, even though they all have a tough schedule. I think there's a good chance. For me, the last one goes between the Chargers and the Broncos.
Yeah. I'm leaning more towards Chargers.
You think Chargers? What do you think, Tom?
I think it's a toss up between the two of them. The Chargers will have an easier schedule since they placed 3rd last year. So I'll give them a bone.
Okay, we'll lean Chargers on that one. Noah with the tiebreaker on Chargers, but that doesn't look like a bad playoff bracket. At least when I'm looking at it, it's pretty similar to last year where I'm all like, okay, out of these 14 teams, there's like 11 of them that I would love to see in the Super Bowl, right? I would love to see the Chargers or the Bengals or the Ravens or the Bills or the Texans or the Commanders or the Packers or the Lions or even like the Rams or the Buccaneers. Like there's a lot of great teams I'd love to see in the Super Bowl, but it's going to end up, the Chiefs and the Eagles again, right? Like
yeah, we left that open.
I hope it's not.
We left that open. We also left open Chiefs Niners again. So
we did kind of leave that open.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't like that. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. So
if you made it this far in the video, let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Let me know. Let me know what you guys are thinking. All right, but I do want to do one more game. Can you guys do me a favor real quick? Yes. Bring up Discord on your phone, all right?
Discord on me. Yeah, it's really funny. I'm using my phone as my webcam right now.
Are you?
No,
might not be able to. All right, do you have a piece of paper around with like a pencil?
I have a Post-it note.
Okay, bet. Can you do that? And then me and Tom will do this. So what I'm doing here is I'm uploading 3 images that say each of our names. And so I'm going to ask a question, and whoever best resembles that question, you're going to show on your webcam.
Okay.
All right?
This
is called, like, who's most likely to, all right?
Yep.
And then we're all going to, like, show our answers together, and we're going to see collectively if we come up with the same answer or not. So, for instance, who's most likely to die from an overdose of eating ice cream? That's probably Noah, right? No, yeah, exactly.
I actually wrote my name down. That's really
yeah, you did. And then,
I wrote my own name down.
If you just want to write each name, Aaron, Noah, Tom, on a sticky note and just hold that up when you're ready, like that'll be great.
Yeah,
I know. I mean, it's right on the actual video, but I think that's so funny. So
okay, good, but
absolutely.
it's reversed for me, so it's Mott.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
You guys ready?
All right, I'm good. I got my sticky notes where we are ready.
All right. So the first question is, who of us is most likely to go dark after a loss? Their team loses, and you just don't hear from them for the rest of the day. You guys got your choice?
I got mine.
I got my answer.
Right. 1, 2, 3, show. You think it's me? You think I'm good? Yeah, I probably would, honestly. No, I think you're right. I was thinking.
You don't want that crash out of a season game.
Yes,
you will absolutely go dark.
Yeah, you have gone dark in the past about Packers games, so if you haven't seen a Packers fan crash out, it's Aaron. Trust me.
Watch that guy up there.
Whoops. All right, I'm learning a lot about myself already. All right. Question number 2. Who is most likely to switch loyalty off of their team for another team? Although none of us would, who's the most likely to? No, never,
not.
Right? All right, you guys ready? 1, 2, 3, show. Yeah, it's Noah. It sure is. Sure is. He's gonna be like Lamar Jackson. Hate this guy.
No, seriously. Like I have trust issues sometimes with Lamar Jackson. I would flip. I would become a Steelers fan.
You're gonna be a Steelers fan? Ew.
Oh God!
Anyone but the Steelers, Noah. Come on.
That's excommunication.
People in real life that are diehard Steelers fans, they would be happy to bring me into their flock.
Come over to the Packers side. Come on. The NFC is not that bad.
I'll say, Noah, you have a list of your favorite teams, right? Ravens, whoever Joe Flacco's on.
Yes, yeah. So I would probably go for the Browns at that point. Given that tier list, yeah.
All right, next one. Who is most likely to have a superstition for their team? Lucky game day dance, or got to wear the right pair of underwear, or
all right, I'm good.
All right, 1, 2, 3, show. What is Dayton triangles?
My real answer.
Oh yeah, no, this is definitely me. I would. I'd be like, I gotta wear my Packers shirt. I gotta play the song. I gotta do the dance.
Yeah.
I love the highlight of last
Gotta
season.
do the dance. Gotta do the little white boy dance every time they score.
Yep. The Dayton Triangles love their white boy dances, you know.
All right, next question. Who is most likely to be the loudest when their team scores? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, show. I think it's Tom too. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm loud, but you should see Tom when the Panthers score, especially when they take the lead. This man is electric.
You know what's funny, actually? Every time that he scores, his mic cuts out, so I can't hear him.
You don't even know. I'm close, though. I'll give you that.
The Panthers didn't score a lot. They don't score a lot over the last 2 years, so any points is a blessing.
No, seriously. When they win, he's electrifying, I don't know which way you are on the view, but it's crazy. It's crazy.
All right. So this one, number 5. I'm stuck between 2, but I'm gonna try. Who is most likely to give up on their team by week 5? Okay, ready?
Okay.
All right, 1, 2, 3, show. See, I was between Tom or Noah. You're right. It's probably I'm switching. It's Noah. It's definitely Noah. See, I was gonna say Tom because his team will have a losing record by week 5, but Noah's team will be 5-0 and still be like, it's over, man. It's over.
This team sucks, man. Yeah.
You assume I would have faith in my team by week 5.
Oh,
How
you're right.
foolish.
You're so right.
Week 2 at the most.
Should have known it was Noah the whole time. All right, last one. Who is most likely to actually believe that their team is going to win it all this year?
Oh.
I feel like for some of you, this is a tough question.
Mm-hmm. All right, you guys ready?
Hold on. No.
No, he's thinking about it?
Tom changed his answer.
No, okay, we're good now.
Okay, ready? Right. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, Tom, you think the Panthers are winning it? Let's go, Panthers!
I said 11-6, baby. Come on, let's go.
The copium's going. I was gonna say because if Noah's given up on his team by week 5, it's definitely not him.
No, it's not me. Nope. Because by the time it's like week 11, and the Ravens are like have a win record, I'm like, yeah, they're not making it to the playoffs.
It'll be week 11 and they'll be 9-2, and you're like, no, it's over. They're gonna lose out and miss the playoffs.
Tyler Luke missed an extra point. Oh, he's the worst ever. Bring in a new guy.
You know what's funny? Actually, we literally were saying that about Justin Tucker last season. like when he missed like so many field goals, we were like, yeah, get rid of him, get him out, and they did. They did.
I was like, maybe there was a life event where he couldn't focus on kicking.
Exactly. Oops. Hey, shout out the Dayton Triangles.
Dayton Triangles, let's go!
We love the Dayton Triangles.
Definitely Dayton Triangles merch coming soon, probably.
Daytona Triangles.
The merch. Daytona Triangles.
That's a separate team.
they're the NASCAR team, actually.
Yes, actually, yes.
It's funny because the wheels on the NASCAR are triangles, so they don't go very fast.
Ah,
All right, but that's been this week's 3 Sad Fans. We're a little delusional still because it's still the preseason, even though I absolutely crashed out about the Packers. So let me know what your guys' preseason predictions are. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm gonna crash out again. I started thinking about the preseason game again, and I'm just so angry.
It's just preseason football, man. Come on.
Football! All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Have a good one. Dayton Triangles.
Woo!